Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel and today we'll discuss the situation in Ukraine on the 20th of March. And this video will start from the Nikolaev, Kryvyi Rog, Voznitsensk triangle. This is a very important triangle for Ukrainian forces. I'll remind you that Russians, they're controlling Kherson and the south of this region, and Ukraine side, they're controlling Nikolaev, Voznitsensk and Kryvyi Rog, this triangle. And this triangle is very, very important for the Ukrainians, and they need to defend this triangle as much and as long as possible. Today we got the news from the Kryvyi Rog military authorities that they can hear heavy clashes on the bottom, on the south of this town. So this line is very unstable, and today and soon we will see that Russians, they're trying to do something in this territory. Of course, the thing that they need is to block and cut Kryvyi Rog from this Voznitsensk and Nikolaev, because this is a very big city and a very big town with population more than 500,000 people. They're a place to keep a lot of forces, army, to keep artillery in this town. So of course they need to cut off this road and not to allow forces from Kryvyi Rog to make some support of Voznitsensk and Nikolaev. Russians, I don't think that Russians trying to blockade and surround this town. They just want to cut off these roads, and it will allow them, if they will do this and if they reach some success, it will allow them to start Operation Nikolaev, because I think that sooner or later the operation in Nikolaev will start. Now we're moving to Mariupol. Mariupol is under siege, and today we got information that yesterday, today, the day before yesterday, Russian forces they were saying, and they're still saying, that they need a few days to complete the cleaning up of this territory. The main attack of Russians, they're attacking the boulevard, this Boulevard Shevchenko. This is the territory they're trying to control, and from this territory they want to attack this bridge to split this territory in two pieces, because as far as I know there is not much forces here, and main Ukrainian forces are here. And today Russians, they brought some fleet here into this sea, into this part of this Azov Sea, and with help of support from the sea, they managed to split this territory and to move next and to move more and more buildings and streets. If we will open the map, you can see of Mariupol, you can see that the fires is mainly in this territory. See that how many fires? It's the fires which were made by the Russian fleet. They attacked this territory. That means that most of the Ukrainian forces are here, and they're trying to suppress these forces, not allowing them to help to the forces which located here, here, and here, to regroup and to be very effective in their defense. So under fire, they need to stay here, and they can't move, and they can't leave this territory. That means that the Ukrainian forces are here, and this attack from the sea allowed Russian forces to move forward, because the Russian, they say they need a few days, but still they still needs they need to do a lot of job, and a lot of job is still waiting for them. Now we're moving to the north of this territory, and we're finding ourselves on the bottom of the Donbass boiler. According to this map, you see that Ukrainians, they control this territory, but it's not true. According to the information we got from the report of Ministry of Defense, we know that Russians, they already control town Shahterskaya, town Novoukrainka, and all these towns on the bottom. And today there was very heavy clashes in town Stepnoe, and the Russians, they destroyed a very big, I can't say that it's a very big army, but a very big group of Ukrainian soldiers and armor. They, as far as I know, they destroyed more than 25 Ukrainian soldiers, a lot of Ukrainian heavy armor, and they had to move to the north. I will explain you more in details about this territory. See that there are there were four lines of front line. That was the first front line, this one is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. And during the last 2 days, Ukraine lost two front lines, this one and this one. Now they are moving all their forces to this front line, and it will be a very difficult front line. You see that there is towns on the river, and it's very easy to defend themselves. But Russians there already took this Stepnoe, and now they want to attack north to the Novomikhailov, and then they will move town by town to the north till they reach this region right in front of Kurakhova, the main base of Ukrainian forces in this territory, and this is the most important town in this area. And as soon as if Ukrainians will lose this city, they will the Russians will be able to move around this lake and to attack Ukrainians from the back. And as far as I know, there is a very big group army in this territory. More than 100,000 Ukrainian soldiers are here. So if they will lose this territory, it will be very bad for Ukrainian forces. Now we're moving to the top of this Donbass border, to the town Rubizhnoye. According to this map and according to the Ukrainian information, there are still clashes in this town, but from the Russian side we see that they have already captured this town, and they have almost finished operation in Severodonetsk. And some sources says that Russians managed to cross this river Seversky Donetsk and to establish their attack point in this territory, and which allowed them to attack the town Lysychansk. And Lysychansk is a very important Ukrainian site. It's in a very good position. You see that this river creates some natural barrier for Russians to move next to the central part of Donbass border. And if Ukrainians lose this town Lysychansk, they will lose the whole north of this Donbass border. So they will fight here, I think, till the last blood of Ukrainian soldier. Now we're moving to the north of this territory, and there is nothing interesting here, no changes. Russians, they established some territory on the other side, on the Ukrainian side of Seversky Donetsk, and they're not moving next. I think that they're waiting when the other forces will do their job, and then they will start. Now we're moving to Chernigov. Today there was no try from Russian side to assault, to storm the town. There was just the artillery battles between the artillery armies of these two sides. So Ukrainians, they attacked this artillery point, and Russians, they tried to suppress the Ukrainian artillery point. But it's very difficult for Russians to do this, because as far as you can see, Ukrainians, they put their artillery point between the civilians' town, between the civilians' buildings, and it's very difficult, and it's a little bit unfair, we could say, but it's war, and nothing can be unfair in this war. Now we're moving to the Kiev. Today we got a lot of interesting information from the Kiev region. Russians, as far as you remember, they're trying to take this river Irpin. There are also small island which controlled by Ukrainian forces. They have some small base here, and the Russians, of course, they want to push the Ukrainians from this territory. Maybe it's not very successful. Maybe they didn't get a lot of success, but But as far as I know, they managed to cross this river somewhere on the north, and they built pontoon bridges, and now they're somewhere here. And their main target is to attack these two towns, and these towns, they're not like two, they're more than two towns, and to establish control over a town named Vyshgorod. They want to control this beach. Also, there is another bad news for Ukrainians. It's like a spring, and it's a very big river, and as far as I know, this river came out of this river, and there are now lots of water here, and it makes difficult for Ukrainians to protect themselves, because it's a lot of water. The river came out of its original place. It's usually in such situation is usually in the spring. So I think you know what I'm trying to say. Also, Russians now they're also trying to attack to the west to push Ukrainians from these territories. Today we'll start from the north. Today I got information that town named Overich was under artillery attack. A lot of Ukrainian forces was destroyed in this territory, and Russians now trying to go to the west. It's a very important city, because this city there is only one road which leads from Republic of Belarus and to the town named Zhytomyr. and this road is very important. If you heard today, Russian, they have around 40,000 reserves on these territories, 40,000 of Russian forces, and Ukrainians, they don't know from which side these forces will attack, or if they will attack at all. There are two versions: or they will attack from this side because they can attack from the river side. They cannot attack from the field side because it's very bad weather now, from winter to summer to spring, and the land there is very bad, and the heavy armor vehicles, they won't be able to pass these fields. They need to attack just using the roads. So there are a few options where Russians can attack, or here or here or here, just from the roads. So attack to overreach, maybe it's some action to make Ukrainians send some forces here, because maybe it's maneuver, I don't know, but also Ukrainians they're waiting attack from this side, because and also this side of attack is also very good for Russians, because if they attack from this side with 40,000 army, they will be able to cut this road, and this road is very important for Ukrainians because this road connects the Poland, the NATO country, and supplies from Poland with the Ukraine. Imagine yourself if Russia will be able to cut off this road. That means that no supplies, at least using this road, they will have to move all their supplies a little bit in the south. And of course, two negatives in this case: all the supplies will go through these roads, and it will for Russians it will be much more easier to control these supplies, and they will be able to attack from airplanes and so on, and it will cause a lot of damage, a lot of difficulties to Ukrainian logistic, and we know that Ukrainian logistic is suffering from the Russian attacks, and if Russians attack from this side and they will cut off one of these important roads, it will make their logistic even worse. So we will see what's going on next there. Also, we got information that Russians have a lot of heavy clashes on this road, and today from the town Koplev there were a lot of surrenders. Ukrainian forces, a lot of soldiers surrendered. They don't want to fight, and they left their position. It's very difficult for Ukrainian forces to keep these front lines. Russians, they are trying to increase their territory to the west, and they want to move to Zhytomyr, because this is one of the very important city, and this city has a lot of connects with the central Ukraine, and it's a very important logistic center for Ukrainian supplies and support. So for today, there is no more news about Ukraine. Thank you for your watching. Subscribe my channel and have a very good day. Bye bye, guys.